Yo, what is up, guys? I'm back at it again with the mechanics series. Today's topic is kickoffs, and with that, we're just gonna get going. Alright, you guys, so for today's demonstration, I'm going to be using a kickoff I created myself. The training pack is called Kickoff Practice, and if I'm just being honest with you guys, I kind of wish I had something like this a long time ago, and actually I did used to have a training pack just like the one I made here a long time ago, but now I can't really find it. I had to make one because it was just so helpful back in the day when I was practicing. And even when I actively go out and search for kickoff training packs, I can never find one, or it's just always talking about speed flips. But enough babbling, I'm going to get into the demonstration now. Alright, so the goal for this video is to help you guys get a better kickoff, or just like any kickoff at all, because I know for a lot of you guys don't even know where to even begin with kickoffs, and even if you do have a kickoff, you might just be using one that you can't do super consistently, because like if I haven't talked about, having a consistent kickoff is super key to helping you win games. So I'm going to show you guys a few different techniques here, and I'm going to break them down for you, but at the end of the day here, we're really aiming for consistent kickoffs, right? Right. Okay, so kickoff number one is going to be probably, in my opinion, the least mechanical kickoff you can do, but it has the highest rate of consistency in terms of getting good 50-50s. This is what it looks like. Okay, so if you guys saw, I did not use any flips. It was literally just boost and then like kind of like a delayed jump at the end, right? So, I mean, the nice thing about this kickoff is that it's not hard to learn. You guys could probably learn this in, like, actually minutes, if not less than that, you know? It really does not require that much of you in terms of mechanics. So, let me break this down for you guys. I'm going to go into, like, ball cam off for right now. And all you guys have to do is, like, basically you're just holding your boost and your drive button. So, you're going to, you know, hold these all the way down. So, your drive button and your boost button at the same time. You're just going to, you know, pull it down, right? So you're doing that, and then all you're doing is you're just pointing yourself like directly at the ball. So all you do, right, is you just turn, boost, and then make sure that you're perfectly lined up with the ball, like as straight as you can, and then just make sure that you're boosting all the way through, right? Right. All right, and then because of the fact that you only have so much boost, in this case it's like 33, but then plus like 12 because of the other boost pad right there, but you're gonna end up reaching the ball, but like you're not gonna quite touch it through the boost, right? So let me show you what I mean. So I'm gonna boost the ball like I normally do, but then I'm gonna stop when we're on a boost, right? Because I'm gonna show you guys that you're not gonna get all the way to the ball just on the boost that you're given, right? Here on the kickoff. So if you guys saw that, right, like with using this technique, that amount of boost will not be sufficient in order for you to get a good kickoff, right? So the idea here is that you're going to jump a little bit early and then delay into a front flip. So I'll do it one more time. It should look like this. All right, I'm going to do that one more time just at half speed. So once again, if you guys look, right, I'm going to do that, line up the ball, and then you just jump a little bit early. I mean, that's about it, right? You pretty much just bang, turn as soon as you can, line it up as soon as possible, and then as soon as you run a boost, just you know, start your jump. So one more time, right? Turn, line up, and then right when you run a boost, you just pre-jump, and then, you know, hold that flip into the 50-50. And there you have it. That's pretty much technique number one, and it's number one, the least mechanical kickoff in my experience that works at almost any rank. I could probably even do it in GC, and I might still be able to pass it off, right? And you can do it really consistently. Maybe a little bit of practice, right? Okay, so I need to cover shot number 2 and shot number 5 because those are both the kickoffs slightly up the field, right? Where you're like off center from the ball. So this kickoff is a little bit special for this technique, but it doesn't take that much more effort. You just have to kind of turn a little bit more, but the idea is the same. Here's what it should look like. And then same here on the other one. All right, and then that's basically the first kickoff technique. And once again, I feel like almost any rank should be able to do that with a little bit of practice, and it really works, I swear. So I personally see kickoff number 1 as more of like a temporary kickoff. It's basically the type of kickoff that you kind of use for now and then replace with a better one later until you've basically practiced and are ready to implement the new one. Okay, moving on to kickoff number 2. Okay, so kickoff number 2, now we're going to start adding some flips. So we're getting a little bit more technical here with the kickoffs, but you know, we're getting progressively better and better with the kickoffs. But like I said, the trade-off being it might require more practice. This is what kickoff number 2 looks like. So for this one, we're going to turn out to the right or the left, depending on what type of kickoff you're on, what side. But in this case, on the left kickoff, we're going to turn to the right, like so, right? And then from this point right here, all you're doing pretty much is you're just flipping perfectly like sideways. Like you're just gonna go and then flip like sideways, like a barrel roll, right? So let me show you guys some. If you guys do not turn to one side before you do the side flip, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna end up becoming off center with the ball. So if I don't do any turns and I do a side flip from this position, then I'm gonna end up missing the ball. Right, and we don't want that. So basically the way we counter it is by going the opposite way in the beginning and then using that to counteract the forces of pushing us to the left, right? So that we line up with the ball. All right, I'm gonna do that same kickoff, but now we're gonna slow it down. So watch, so I'm gonna boost, like basically the same idea as the first one where you boost all the way through it almost, right? You're gonna boost, turn, and then do the side flip, right? And if you need to, right, hold some air roll, right? So we're gonna turn, side flip, and then air roll through the side flip so that you guys can get a good landing, right? Because if you guys don't use any air roll, right, you're gonna land all funky, right? Which we don't want. So I'm gonna break down again one more time, real slow. Boost and turn, right? Side flip. Make sure you're using air roll to get a good landing, and then do your jump, right? One more time. And this is the other side, but like I said, pretty much they're all the same. Like you use the same technique, a little bit of offset, side flip, and then you hit the ball. I'll do it once again on this one, just for a good example. And there you have it. That's the second kickoff technique. Alright, now this is the third and final kickoff technique that I have for you guys, but I think you guys already know what I'm going to say, and it's basically a speed flip. And the reason I put it last is, well, because from a lot of you, it's technically the most advanced kickoff for a lot of you. So pretty much until you guys have your speed flip down to the millisecond, you guys need to just use the other kickoffs I talk about here in the video until you get good with that one, because until you can get a good speed flip down, then you're kind of stuck with the other options, right? So before I get into the speed flip kickoff here, I need to get a couple things out of the way. The number one is I don't care what kickoff you guys use. Like, it really doesn't matter to me which one you use. All that matters to me personally is that you just get a consistent kickoff that looks good. Just get a good 50-50. Like, that's all I ask of you, is to just get a good 50-50. And that's kind of the goal of this whole video, is to help you get a good 50-50 some way or the other. Because that's really all that really matters for kickoff, is that you can get a good 50-50. And then, of course, just make sure that you can do it like 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10 times, and be super consistent with it. Number two is that this is not a speed flip tutorial. However, I'll let you guys know that there are plenty of resources on how to do speed flips, and so if you just do a little bit of research, you should be able to find enough information out there to help you with your speed flip. But I would say even then, that my speed flip kickoffs aren't really even true speed flips. I feel like they're more like they don't have to be frame perfect speed flips. I don't believe, like, they're just kind of like some variation of, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do a diagonal cancel and then I'm gonna cancel it down, right? So my tip for you is just don't get all bent up about if your speed flip is like frame perfect, because I definitely don't do that. It's not worth the headache. So as long as your flips aren't sloppy and you're getting those good kickoffs, then that's all that really matters. All right, now that I've gotten my two things out of the way, now we're gonna go into the demonstration of kickoff number 3, aka a speed flip kickoff. So the number one benefit of a speed flip kickoff compared to maybe a side flip or even the other one I talked about with the pre-jump, it takes the shortest path, right? A speed flip pretty much allows you to beeline the ball and get there as soon as possible with little to no turning or anything. So let me show you what it looks like. So a speed flip is basically just a diagonal flip cancel, right? And so what I find useful when I'm trying to do these is just try and like flip cancel in the direction of your top left fender, because, well, in this case the ball's on my left side, so we're gonna use the left fender. If it was the other way, it'd be my other fender. But for now, we're gonna use that top left fender as kind of like as a guideline as to where my stick should be going, right? So whenever I do these, I'm kind of like trying to cancel down, pointed at that left fender, right? So that's kind of where I'm aiming. is right there. All right, and then by the time that you finish your flip, you should land somewhere around that ring. Let me show you. All right, so you should land somewhere about here on the field. It's just a little bit right past a little bit past that dotted line. So I like to call this position the starting position, position A, and then from position A to position B is just you doing the flip, right? That bit, and then from B to C. So B to C is when you just jump, and then you try and jump and front flip in the middle, right? Okay, I'm gonna do that again, but in slow-mo. So again, let's select point A to point B. So that's just this, right? And then B to C is just you jumping that last second and then aiming for the middle of the ball with that front flip, right? Do it one more time. There we go. And then just that last bit of distance is where you jump, and then you know, try and flip in the middle, right? Because again, if you don't hit that middle, right, then, you know, we're gonna have an issue. But as long as you hit there in the middle, use the extra space behind the ball, right here, to jump and then get in the mid center, right there. And then of course, just make sure that you're air rolling through the flip so that you get a good landing like that, right? Right. And I mean, there you have it. You got a speed flip kickoff. So in some of my past videos, I kind of emphasized practicing both sides, right? And I could not be more serious when it comes to kickoffs. If I don't stress this enough, you have to, like, there's no avoiding it. You have to practice both sides, right? You have to be balanced. You can't be like really good on one kickoff side and then be bad on the other one, right? It doesn't work. Especially if you're gonna start getting to 1v1s, you can't be lacking. You gotta know, and you gotta have the practice down for every single side on both kickoffs, right? So I know for me this one really messes me up, but like you gotta practice it still. Like, you know, like you can't be really good one side and then bad on the other. Like it just doesn't work. So just make sure that you practice both sides, and you should be good to go. So pretty much, guys, the best way to get kickoff practice is to either one, use stuff like that, like a training pack, or maybe like a speed flip trainer in bakkesmod to help you, or if you want, right, play 1v1. There's no other game mode that gives you more kickoffs than 1v1, because you can get, like, unlucky, you might only get like 1, maybe even 0 kickoffs in 3s, maybe a little bit more in 2s, like 2 to 3, but in 1v1 you get several, like 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 kickoffs in one game. So 1v1s are a great way to practice your kickoffs. All right, and then just to put a cherry on the top, right? So this is a game that already happened, right? It's a replay, right? But if you happen to be on kickoff in a game and you want to save a replay, let's say you lost a kickoff super bad, right? You didn't know why, right? Save a replay and then go back and watch it. So go find somewhere in the replay where you're on kickoff, right? And then, you know, kind of like look at your own technique, maybe slow it down a bit, right? I can slow it down here, right? Like 10%. So I can play this forward a bit, right? And then you can break down your technique, see if, like, where you need to do better. Or maybe if the other guy had a really good kickoff, right, then you could look at his kickoff, look at his perspective, right? Right? So if this guy has a really good kickoff, maybe even better than yours, right, and it's really good, then see what he did, right? Did he fake you? Did he turn a certain way? Like, what did he do to beat you on kickoff, right? And that's another great way to learn about your kickoffs, your opponent's kickoffs, and just, like, some strategy stuff, right? But yeah, replays are great for that. Alright, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope that was helpful. If it did, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if that helped. And yeah, that'll be about it for today. Bye.